Okay, we're going to get started. So welcome everyone to the Inner Village event. This is our first official one with the practitioners, so welcome. I hope everyone's enjoying their weekend and have had time to rest. Yeah, definitely gather your props if you have a yoga mat, a blanket, pillows, or even just blankets and pillows, and you're in a comfortable environment. That's perfect. Take your time, Faith, no rush. So before we get started, I'll just give you an intro of who's going to be leading us today. Thank you, Adria, for joining us. Adria is a trauma-informed facilitator and a registered yoga teacher. In 2020, she founded the School of Radical Healing, a digital liberation space that teaches self-regulation and promotes trauma recovery through somatics, love, and language. So today she's going to be leading us in a release and restore session. So Adria is definitely, we've heard a lot about her. So this is going to be a really great session. If you do have questions, please feel free at the end to put them in the chat, but just enjoy the session and take everything in. So without further ado, please take it away.
Thank you so much for the introduction, and just thank you for welcoming me into your community, into the Inner Village. I'm very honored to be here. And yeah, just to echo again, like pillows, blankets, anything that's going to bring you comfort during your practice. Those things might not bring you comfort. So you're like, I'm going to do without those. And that works too. We're going to get right into our practice, and I want you to find a nice, comfortable seat. We're going to ground into our space, clear our space, make some space together. So I want to welcome you to find a nice, comfortable seat. I like to sit on top of something. It just allows my pelvis to open up a little bit more, just allowing a little more space. Sitting up as tall as you can, I want you to rest your palms wherever it's comfortable for you. And we're just welcoming in that stillness, that silence. Closing the eyes only if it feels safe. You're not quite ready to close the eyes. You could take the gaze off of the tip of your nose and let your eyelids be nice and soft. Recognizing that there's no moment that exists outside of this one. There's no moment before this, no moment after this. All that's here is right now. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open up your mouth and sigh the breath all the way out, nice and slow. Deeper breath. Open up your mouth, nice and slow, draw it out. And the third breath, inhale, nice and slow. Exhale, nice and slow. Let it draw all the way out. And just notice how you're feeling in this moment. Your body listening to you, you listening to your body. Tuning in. Recognizing the natural cadence of your breath. This practice is yin inspired, restorative inspired. So we're gonna hold our postures a little bit longer to really release into that space so that we can feel restored by the end of our practice. We're gonna begin with some really light, gentle movements starting at our base. I want you to bring your palms onto your thighs, onto your knees, And just starting to the right, you're going to begin to create some circles at the sit bone. And they can start off nice and small, just noticing the pelvis, the right sit bone, the tailbone, the left sit bone. And because I'm mirroring you, we're on Zoom. If you're going the opposite direction of me, it's all good because we're going to do both sides. I want you to notice your breathing while you're here. Let the breath be flowing. Let it be gentle. Keep finding those circles. Make them larger if it feels right, if it feels good. And let the spine be like a cooked noodle all the way to the neck. And we'll go the opposite direction. Small circles here, and then they grow larger. And just keep your flow here. I want you to continue this rotation here. Noticing your breathing. There's no movement without the breath. And we'll come back through center nice and slow. I want you to take a nice deep breath in, lift your arms up, reach up, stretch up. Deep breath in, interlace your fingers, flip your palms up towards your ceiling, stretch up, 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 breathe in. And as you exhale, right palm sits outside of the right hip, left palm stretches up and over. Lift your heart up. Gaze gently up. I want you to soften through your shoulders. And then I want you to take a nice deep breath in. And release. Deeper breath. And release. Stretch through that side body. One more. Deep breath in. And release. As you exhale, you come back through center. Take a nice deep breath in. Stretch up. And as you exhale, left palm drops outside of the left hip. Reach up and over with the right palm. Same thing here. Lift your heart a little bit. Let your shoulders come down away from your ears. Gaze up and take a nice deep breath in. Less about getting it right or needing to get it right and more about feeling for it. Does it feel right? Deep breath in. Good. And on the last exhale here, we'll come back through center, deep breath in. And as you exhale, I just want you to bend into your elbows, open up your heart here. Good. As you exhale, I want you to cross the arms, give yourself a big hug, round through the shoulder blades, round through the spine. Good. On the next inhale, you find open up, a little seated cat-cow here. And as you exhale, close. We're going to do this for about 3 to 5 cycles. Deep breath in. There's no movement without the breath. Breathe in. Nice, slow, controlled, at the pace of your own breath here. I want you to continue for 2 cycles here, 2 more on your own without me. Breathe in, deep breath in. Good. And as you exhale, release. Good. I'm just gonna let this go. We're gonna do one more thing seated, and it's gonna be at our shoulders. You can let that go. And we're just gonna roll our shoulders. We're gonna roll through our shoulders. If it feels right, some neck rolls might even come in organically. A big thing is that it feels like your practice. and that you're taking the suggestions, okay? So we're gonna just take a nice deep breath in through our nose. I want you to shrug your shoulders up to your ears. As you exhale, roll them down and back away from the ears. Deep breath in. As you exhale, roll them down and back. Inhale, let it be nice, soft, gentle. Roll them down and back. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. And really let that inhale come in and that exhale release. And maybe you take that shoulders the opposite way. You shrug up, you roll forward. You inhale to shrug up, you roll forward. Take your time. You inhale to shrug up, you roll it forward. Good. And again, I said some neck rolls might feel good, so you can release the shoulder rolls if you're interested in the neck rolls. And we're just going to let our chin drop towards our chest. Let the right ear come up over that right shoulder. Let the throat open. And as we exhale, that left ear, left shoulder. If it doesn't feel good, if it's painful, if it's something that's going to prevent you from coming back to your practice tomorrow, don't do it. You can skip it. Leave it out. You can come back to it another day. You can reverse those directions. Take your time. Are you breathing? Notice. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose or out through the mouth, and we'll come back through center. Just noticing how we feel, staying in tune with that. We're gonna come into butterfly. So if you're just joining or you joined a little later, I'm sitting on top of a blanket. It's very small, little, but it's allowing just for my pelvis to open a little bit more. When we come into butterfly, we might stay on that blanket or we might remove it. What you'll find is the tighter your hamstrings and the tighter your lower back, you're gonna wanna sit on top of something. So it's just gonna give you a whole lot more space. I'm a big cuer. So if you've been in butterfly and you know what's good and you like how it feels, you can head into it or you can stay with me. The further away your heels are, the more of an outer hip stretch you're gonna get. The closer your heels are to your groin, the more of a groin stretch you're gonna get. I'm gonna recommend you leave your heels out a little bit so that you can really relax into this posture. Take a nice deep breath in, lengthen through your heart, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, lead with your heart and you're gonna fold in here. You're gonna see what you find. And because we're staying in these postures for a few cycles of breath, sometimes a few minutes, you wanna be in a place that you can breathe, that you can release. And this is where pillows, blankets, props come in handy because you can lean into them. They can support you. Your head, your neck might release. And then I want you to locate your breathing. Breathe into the deepest belly you believe that you have. Nice full belly breaths here. And notice in your body, where can you soften through each breath? We'll take about 5 to 7 more rounds of breathing here. Where can you soften? Unclench the jaw. Create space between the teeth. Soften through your face. Breathe into the deepest belly you believe you have. slowly from this space, and I mean slow, like you're moving in molasses, okay? Even if my words are moving faster than your body, I want you to take it nice and slow. You're gonna help yourself up, and you wanna notice after each stretch, just recognizing, you can remove any props. You can also engage in some windshield wipers here. You can bring the palms of the hands to the floor. Fingertips point towards you. And you just rock your legs side to side. Good. We're gonna come into a forward fold. We're just prepping for some larger restorative postures. And again, like I said, if you have tight hamstrings, tight hips, tight lower back, if there's a C shape in your lower back, you want to sit on top of something. Give yourself lots of space. I'm going to increase that even more. Extend your legs out in front of you. You might have more pillows and blankets. You can bring them in to rest your head on. You can bring them in just to relax on. I want you to remove any flesh from your sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. Lengthen through your spine. Let your limbs be relaxed. Take a nice deep breath in. Leading with your heart, not your head. You're going to begin to fold in and see what you find. When we know we're going to be somewhere for a little bit of time, we can be there gradually. So your body continues to soften in the posture. So it's not deep all at once, but it becomes deep. If the head and the neck, if it feels good to release, you'll release the head and the neck. And then you want to find that deep belly breathing, the same that you had in that butterfly. Find that deep belly breathing. Soften through your shoulders. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out through the mouth. And with every breath, you become more and more limber, more and more relaxed. Notice the sensations in and around your body and breathe into them. Nice deep breath. Notice if there's any more space for you to soften, for you to deepen. You might even reset your posture, allowing yourself to halfway lift and exhaling to release. Let your breath overwhelm you. Let your breath soften your body, your mind, your spirit. We'll take 3 more cycles of breath here. Nice deep belly breathing. And like you're moving in molasses, you're going to gently rise. Take your time. You'll pause at the top. Notice how you feel. And if you need any windshield wipers here, by all means, you don't need my permission. You can take them. I'm going to guide us into a little bit of heart opening. And then we're going to open the hips a little bit more. So a little bit of heart and hip practice tonight. So we're going to move into that tabletop position. Just to come into a little gentle cat-cow, but mostly to stretch out through our back, our upper back. So you're gonna come onto the hands and knees. Take your time to get there, okay? You're gonna align your wrists under your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Now, I'm very adamant that you wanna give yourself lots of space. So you want that positioning to be per your body. So I'm gonna turn around just to give you a better angle here. For what's best for your body. So it doesn't need to be narrow, right? Everything should be as wide as your hips, if not even a little bit wider. Okay, we're gonna just gently tilt through our pelvis to begin. So just at the hips, you're gonna soften, let the belly soften towards the floor. And as you exhale, curl that lower back. We're just at the pelvis right now. Nice, gentle movement, isolated movement. Breathe in, breathe out. And we might even roll the hips a little bit. We might find a little bit of movement there that feels good. Even pressing the hips back, seeing what's there. And then when we come back into our center, we can add in that larger cat-cow, knowing that when we inhale, those sit bones open, belly softens, chest opens, throat opens, gaze shifts up. And as you exhale, you're curling into that spine, pressing into the palm, pressing into your shin, and allowing that chin to tuck, open up your back. Inhale. We're going to take 2 cycles of this. Exhale. Inhale, nice and gentle. Exhale. If you need a few more of those, take them to your own discretion. I'm going to have you inhale your right palm. So come back to a nice neutral spine. You're going to inhale your right palm. My back is going to face you for a second. And you're going to open up, stretch. As you exhale, I want you to thread that needle through your left palm, left arm, or your left leg, left arm. And you're going to release that right ear onto your neck. Now, the left palm can stay down for support, or you can wrap that palm around the lower back. A gentle shoulder stretch through that right shoulder blade. Breathing in here, 3 to 5 cycles of breath. Trusting yourself, making any adjustments that you need to. You do not need my permission. One more deep breath. Nice and slow. Palm will assist you up. Press into that left palm. Inhale, open up. And we're going to come on to the opposite side here. I'm going to change my direction for the sake of being able to see you, but you can stay where you're at. So this time, left palm opens up. Notice how the sides might feel different. Without judgment, just notice. Breathing in, open up, and then thread that needle, nice and gentle, nice and slow. Take your time. And release. You might leave that right palm down. You might wrap it around the lower back. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in. One more deep breath in. Beautiful. Release that right palm when you're ready. Take your sweet time. Inhale, rise up, stretch up. Beautiful. and release. So we're going to come into a posture that has a few cues in it. So you can follow along, and if you want more depth, you'll get it along the way, but we'll kind of all start at a similar position. So hero's pose is when we're sitting, okay, on the mat in between the heels. My knees are connected and I'm sitting up here. Now, this is not accessible to everybody's body, right? Some of us have tight knees, some of us just the bone structure. So there's a solution to everything. If that's really not where it's at for you, I want you to sit on top of something and put it in between your calves and your bum. This is huge. This corrected so much of my posture. I could stay here and get a ton of benefit. Now, you could do this, and if this is where you're at and you feel that stretch in the quad, I want you to close your eyes, breathe in, whatever feels good. But for some of us, we're here and we're like, okay, Adria, this feels pretty good. I'm getting a good stretch, but I need a little more. So then you're gonna take, sorry, let me scoop myself up. You're gonna take your palm, fingertips are always pointing towards you to best protect that shoulder. And you might lean back and you might say, okay, this feels good. Maybe the head and neck release. And then you might say, I need a little more. Staying connected to the mat, allowing the knees to stay connected and rooted, you might find yourself on the forearm. And this is a beautiful stretch. I feel this deep in my hips, in my quads, in the front of my thighs. My head and my neck can come back. But if you need even more, you can release, right, into recline, hero's pose. But my knees come off the ground, so I'm not going to stay here. But if you do find yourself in full recline, arms will come overhead, and we're going to breathe here. We're going to breathe through the cycles of breath that we have. An inhale and an exhale is one. If the posture is keeping you from breathing, you've gone too far in the posture. Notice your breath and breathe in. Notice where can you soften? Where can you release? Notice the sensations in your body, around your body, and breathe into those sensations. Unclench your jaw, soften through your face. Three more cycles of deep breathing. If there's any more space available to you, I want to encourage you to take up that space. And as we're finishing up those last breaths, we're going to cue ourselves out of this. If you are fully reclined, you're going to use your forearm to assist you. Once you're on the forearm, you lift your head, neck, all the things, and you're going to use your palm to assist you. You are already sitting upright or you are on a prop. You're going to remove yourself from that prop, and you're going to take your legs out in front of you, and you can wipe them side to side, or you can do those windshield wipers. And you might find like, oh, I have more space in my windshield wiper. Look at that. Beautiful. And just letting that go, letting that go. And we're going to gently make our way back onto the hands and knees. We're going to come into some hip stretches. We're going to come into dragon tonight. If dragon isn't serving you, there are some alternatives we can come up with, but let's just see where we can go with this. So you're going to bring yourself onto your hands and your knees, and you're going to step your right foot up to that right palm. I'm a big stickler on cueing, especially since we're digital. Like, I'm not with you, so I can't assist in a certain way. But if we just stood up here, we want to make sure the ankle isn't behind the knee. So it should be stacked or ahead. And then this back leg can stay stacked, especially if you have sensitive knees. You can slide a blanket under here. But for a lot of us, we're going to tuck those toes and we're going to extend back here, okay? We're going to extend this leg back. And you're going to find yourself in this shape. Let that right foot be to the right edge of the mat. Give yourself lots of space. Both palms come in on the inside. Pillows, blankets, this is where they come in handy. I want you to take a nice deep breath in. Lengthen through your heart center. Breathe in. And as you exhale, release. Some of us might stay on our palms, head and neck release. For others, you can bring a prop into play and come down onto the forearm. Breathing here, finding the space that feels best for us, that we can breathe into. Nice, full, deep belly breath. Soften through your shoulders, soften through your throat, your neck, your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Soften through your face here. Breathe in. Deep belly breath. That consistent deep breathing, methodical breathing is supporting you while sensations, feelings, emotions come up. Notice. Deep belly breathing. 3 more cycles. Is there any space that you can soften into? I want you to soften into it on these last 3 cycles here. Breathe in. And after that 3rd and last cycle, you're going to help yourself up onto the palms. Take your time. Some people are going to want to shift back, allow that right foot to pop up, and they're going to want that hamstring stretch. For others, we're just going to shift that leg out and let that be enough. Again, you can come in and wiggle the legs, shake it off. You know we're headed to the other side, so you're not worried about keeping up. You're feeling comfortable. You're feeling more relaxed than you did when you first started. And you're going to just gently and slowly make your way back onto your hands and your knees. Taking your time here, left foot will step up. It's going to give you a little bit of a different angle here. Okay, and again, what you did on the right, you're going to want to replicate on the left, unless there is clear, like, inaccessibility, right? From here, if it feels right, toes tuck, then you find that extension. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Lengthen as much as you can. Beautiful. And as you exhale, release the head, release the neck. Maybe for you, you're on the forearms and it feels amazing. And you're like, oh, I needed this. When discomfort comes in, which there can be a lot of it when we're stretching out the hips, because we harbor our emotional body there, a lot of it. When those uncomfortable sensations come up, deep breath in, release, deeper breath, release, deepest breath, and release. Notice, where can you soften? Unclench the teeth, the jaw, release here. Deep belly breath. And release. Where can you soften here? One more deep breath. And if you need a little more time here, take it. For some of us, we might extend, straighten out that front leg, nice deep hamstring stretch. For others, we're just gonna swipe it out. Take your time. Take your time, okay? You might do some windshield wipers, all of those things. And just like me, you're gonna make your way onto your bottom. And nice and slow, vertebra by vertebra, I want us to release here. Starting at that tailbone, nice and slow. Gently laying yourself onto your mat, your bed, your floor, wherever you are. And from here, I want to extend our legs up towards the ceiling. I like to bring this blanket right underneath my lower back, just like I would treat my sit bone. My legs are extending. You can widen the legs, whatever you want to do. You can lift the arms up, a little bit of dead bug here, and just noticing how you feel. Maybe the eyes are closing now. Maybe the gaze is softened now. Bring your arms to a T. Drop your knees in towards your chest. Drop your knees over to your right. Gaze to your left. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale through center, take your time. And just let those knees come right through to the left, gaze to your right, take your time. Deep breath in. Those deep breaths, they're tapping in the parasympathetic nervous system. Rest, digestion, ease. Breathe in. Come through center, take your time. You might draw the knees in towards the chest. I like to suggest a little bit of happy baby. Peace fingers to big toes, open up, rock side to side. And then I want you, when you're ready, to release both feet to the corners of your mat, or just release them all together. Take up lots of space here. We're going to take about 2 minutes of collective rest so that we can close out together at the end of our practice. So I just want to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Deep breath in, out through your mouth. Deep breath in. Release, relax, let go, knowing that the deeper you go, the better you feel. The better you feel, the deeper you're willing to go, and just notice how restored you feel. Every time you step to your practice, you feel good for all the right reasons you can think of. And you, like me, can see new possibilities from here on out. Take a moment of silence here to honor our practices. You're more than welcome to remain in this resting position. For those who are ready to come out of it with me, with themselves, you wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, and take your time. There's no rush. Knees will draw in. Nice big hug. And then I want you to roll onto your favorite thigh, fetal position. And just taking a moment here to send yourself some loving kindness. And when you're ready, help yourself up to a nice, comfortable seat. Again, there's no rush. I want to thank you for sharing your practice with me, with one another, for welcoming me into your community. I'm just so grateful and honored. Thank you.
Thank you so much. How's everyone feeling? I'm feeling so relaxed. I think I can go to bed now, but this was amazing. Thank you so much. Just keep contacting us, keep looking at our events on Inner Village. We do have an event coming up in 2 weeks, so get ready for that. Get ready for our book club. If you want to connect with Adria again, I am going to put up all her website plus her Instagram. She's always available. We will definitely be connecting with Adria again in Inner Village because this was so good. And I think I need longer than 45 minutes. But definitely, if you have any questions, reach out to her. Put it in our Inner Village event, and we can reach out to her on your behalf as well. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and remember, you deserve to be well. Bye, everyone. Enjoy your week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you so much.